A very good evening and warm wishes to whoever who is viewing this video. So before that, let me introduce myself. I am 2230661, Kabilan, son of Iswanadan, a student from 2ZP64 of the National Defense University of Malaysia, where my course is based on policing, global security, and intelligence. So today I'll be talking about a topic which is about the Munich massacre terrorist attack. So to begin with, this Munich massacre is a tragic, or we can say it as an event during the 1972 Summer Olympics, which remains a pivotal moment in the history of the terrorism and international relations. So on September 5th, 1972, 8 members of the Palestinian militant group Black September infiltrated the Olympic Village in Munich, West Germany. So they disguised themselves as athletes. They stormed the headquarters of Israeli Olympic teams, which resulted in deaths of at least 2 athletes and the hostages taking of 9 others. So the ordeal lasted for almost 20 hours, which is almost a day, and ended with a poach rescue attempt that led to the deaths of all hostages and also 5 more terrorists. So the background, the execution of the attack is quite simple. So the attackers had meticulously they planned their operation, aiming to draw attention to the Palestinian causing causes by the targeting Israel athletes. So they demanded the release of over 200 Palestinian prisoners held in Israel and also 2 other members of the Red Army faction imprisoned in West Germany. So the German authorized authorities were actually ill prepared for such crisis, since obviously no one expected something like this to pop out. So their police force were poorly equipped and lacked coordination. However, despite being informed that there were more kidnappers than initially they believed they were, they actually proceeded with a rescue plan that, which, yeah, it ended up ultimately failing. So we have the criticisms of the German authorities, where the aftermath of Munich massacre sparked widespread criticisms of the West Germany government's handling of the situation. So at that moment, Chancellor Willy Brandt described it as a shocking display of German incompetence, where the police are untrained for such high stakes negotiations and lacked a unified command structure, which complicated their response efforts. So, furthermore, a constitutional restriction prevented military involvement during peacetime, leaving local police to manage a crisis that they were not equipped to actually handle off. The media coverage during this crisis also drew scrutiny. Live broadcasts allowed terrorists to monitor police movements around the area, which hindered almost of the rescue efforts. So this leads to significant reflection within the media organizations regarding their role in covering acts of terrorism. So, on the legacy and the lesson we have learned from this particular attack, which is written in an article, where the Munich massacre had profound implications for counterterrorism strategies globally. So, it highlighted the necessities for governments to reevaluate their preparedness for terrorist threats. And in response to this incident, German established GCG9, which is a counterterrorism unit designed specifically to handle a similar crisis more effectively in the future. So the event also underscored how terrorism could actually exploit global media attention to amplify its impact. So, as if in conclusion, while the Munich massacre was actually a very horrific event that resulted in a significant loss of life, well, it also served as a catalyst for changes in security protocols and counterterrorism measures worldwide. And I guess the most important lesson we have learned from this particular tragedy is to continue to resonate today's as nations grapple with their ongoing threats posed by terrorism. And that's all from me. Thank you for lending me your ears.